Hey, Matthew Rigby here with a quick breakdown of how I go about constructing your full wedding day album. Throughout the day, I'm looking for a variety of different things, and those things are all based around telling your story in the complete, full, joyful, emotional way that it is. The first thing that I would be looking for throughout the day, and the thing that probably makes up a good chunk of your wedding day album, is the what I like to call the bread and butter photos. Those are the photos that you really do need to have in the album. They could be photos of you and your groomsmen, you and your bridesmaids, you and anyone else in your wedding party. They could be photos with your family. They're the photos at the front of the altar. They're the things that happen throughout the day that are really key moments to be documented. But then the next thing up that I'm looking for, this next level, would be the candid moments. These candid moments are things that are happening throughout the day that add a lot of personality to your album. They could be your dad tearing up as you're walking down the aisle. They could be you two sharing an emotional moment during first look. Those candid moments are things that really start to flesh out your story and start to really tell your whole picture. The next thing up is when there's fun movement happening. Those are the types of photos that you get from reception when there's a lot of really cool things happening on the dance floor, things during toasts, reactions during the ceremony. If you are walking from place to place, even just those candid moments between the two of you. And then this is also where I start to add in a little bit of posing direction, maybe some prompts to help you feel natural in your interactions and to document all of those things that are happening throughout the day that really bring your album to life. The next thing up, and the thing that probably um, starts to feel a little bit more specific, are things that set the scene, things that are going to reflect the venue that you chose. It might be the venue's architecture, it could be the scenery, the landscape around your venue. These could be photos through a window that tell the story of your getting ready. They could be photos that include the spring flowers that tell the story of the season that you were getting married in. It could be awesome rain photos. I may or may not be posing some things here. For example, at the end of the night, if it's raining, it's a great opportunity to go outside and take a really epic rain photo. These are all different categories that have a mix of posing and prompting, but are generally, for the most part, done pretty naturally in a documentary style. And all of these categories up to here probably involve mostly natural light. Things during reception might be off camera flash. But then when we start getting up into the top portion here, the epic portraits, these are the things that um, might you might see more of on social media. They're the portraits of the two of you with epic lighting, with the scenery, with the landscape in a way that just like feels like it's show stopping. It's a wow moment. And it does tell your story in a different way too. I wouldn't take the same photo with two different couples in exactly the same way. I might be using off camera flash and I might be doing it in similar locations, but it's all about the interactions between the two of you. So if I know the two of you, and if one way works better than another, one prompt is going to elicit a greater response, a more natural interaction. That's what I'm going to be doing, even in these epic portraits section. So this is how I break down what I'm thinking of throughout the day. I'm not necessarily going through the day saying, "Hey, now it's time for an epic portrait," but they do happen naturally, and they don't all happen at the end of the night. There's not always a fun movement photo that's happening only in reception. It could be in golden hour. It could be in the beginning of the day during first look. These are all things that get combined into your wedding album and really tell your story. The last key part to this is the careful curation of your album. So after I take all of the photos, there are thousands of photos, and I have to go through them all, and I have to make sure that they tell your story in a really unique and personal way. And I'll go through and select all of the best photos that do that, and I'll edit all of those and deliver them to you in your final album that reflects this pyramid in some way. If you have any questions, drop a comment, let me know, reply, and send me an email.